This year's Tony Awards nominations are highlighting the best of Broadway.
Okay, let's take a look at the list. In the running for Best Musical are And Juliet, Kimberly Akimbo, New York, New York, Shucked, and Some Like It Hot. And for Best Play, Ain't No Mo, Between Riverside and Crazy, Cost of Living, Fat Ham, and Leopoldstadt. Did I get that right?
You did. All right. Well, to make sure we're getting everything right, CBS News contributing correspondent Jamie Wax is here with us on set. Jamie, always good to have you here.
I'm so happy to see you both, and to sit in this lovely setting here with the Broadway theater.
Get rid of the desk chairs. Let's relax.
So let's start with the Tony-nominated actors and actresses. Dive into that list. Tell us who you think is a front runner.
Look, there's a lot to sort of plow through there, but I do have some favorites. I mean, if we're talking about Best Actor in a musical, I have to say overall, the musical that got the most nominations is really something that I think people will get excited about and has been gaining steam, and that's Some Like It Hot.
Yeah.
And so I think that will have some individual performances recognized. It is a really fun reimagining of a classic story that deals with gender identity, but with some really fresh, new theater artists that have taken it in a different direction. And it's a ball, and it's smart, and it makes you think, and feels very, very current. For such older source material.
Yeah.
Interesting, because you're seeing the images and it all looks kind of, like it's dated, like it's a different era, but you're saying the themes are current.
Yes, the themes are very current, and they always were. That's what's kept that film so beloved, I think. But then if you look at all of these nominated musicals, I mean, you got Shucked, which is a totally original story. You got New York, New York, another reimagining with a new team of musical artists, including Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yay.
And then you've got the songs of Candor and Ebb in there. I mean, this is like Broadway at its finest. Kimberly Akimbo, which is a little show that sort of had its chance.
I kept singing that music for a week after I saw the show.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's really, that's the kind of show that I really encourage people, if they're coming to New York and they want to see the big shows, that's great. But also there are all these wonderful, magical little things to discover. Kimberly Akimbo is one of those. And then And Juliet, which is a really great for fans of pop music. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And it's got some A-list performances in it as well.
You know, Jamie, I know that you don't like the term snubbed. First, I'm going to ask you why, and then who didn't make the list?
Well, because I know this voting process. I know a lot of people on the nominating and voting committee of this and other awards. I've been on some of those committees before for other awards. And really, snubbed sometimes means, now listen, do people make sort of money-based choices? Don't forget that Wicked did not win Best Musical. Avenue Q won Best Musical. Wicked has now become the 4th longest running show in the history of Broadway. Avenue Q is no longer running on Broadway. So do the Tonys mean something? Yes. But also sometimes I think the voters in different categories either assume everyone's going to vote for one performance or one production, and so they go a different way to sort of root on somebody else, an underdog. Or sometimes they make choices where they say the show doesn't need it. So that's what really happens. So I don't think that things were intentionally snubbed. But this year there are some oversights that I think are quite surprising.
Some that come to mind?
Well, Philippa Sue, first of all, is my biggest because she is magnificent. Of course, she was Tony nominated for Hamilton, and she gave not one but 2 Tony-deserving performances, certainly for nomination, and might have canceled herself out, really, in Into the Woods and in the revival of Camelot that's running right now at Lincoln Center. Then my friend and Louisiana native Wendell Pierce is nominated for Death of a Salesman, but that show deserves so much more love, as did, I think, The Piano Lesson deserved a lot more love. And Life of Pi, which I really loved and was the favorite in Vegas. If you and I were going to fly to Vegas and put some money down, we would have said Life of Pi would definitely be nominated for Best Play. It did receive 5 nominations, which is not nothing.
That's good.
But it did not receive Best Play or Best Actor, which was very surprising for a lot of people. And I think that was less of a snub and more people assuming it would get those since it won the Olivier Awards in those categories.
Right, and to your point, awards mean something, but they don't necessarily mean everything.
That's right.
But how important do you think the Tonys are for the bottom line of these shows? You know, the finances of Broadway are really difficult.
Right. Well, and think about this, 18 months of stoppage. That's never happened.
Yeah.
We're talking the Great Depression. We're talking 9/11. It's never happened like that. I mean, I know some people in some major title roles who were living cushy lives, knowing they were in a long run as actors, and who, after about 12 or 13 months, moved back in with their parents. I'm not kidding.
Real impact.
The entire, there was nothing for them. The entire industry was shut down. It's beautiful to see it coming back. It's beautiful to see the economic impact on the city be back in the billions, not in the millions. And that is the truth, because you think about all of the bars and restaurants and hotels that are driven throughout the year for Broadway. But the Tonys are important. It's more important to perform on the Tonys than to win a Tony, to tell you the truth. And that's why producers pay top dollar to get a performance on that night, because a national audience who's interested in theater sees you.
And the audience that's watching is not as familiar with it will be infected by it.
I think people are going to discover Shucked that night. I think they're going to discover Some Like It Hot, New York, New York, maybe Kimberly Akimbo and Juliet, and a whole lot of other wonderful shows that are deserving of their time when they come here to New York.
Well, it's so great to celebrate theater.
And so great to have you here.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Not on
Jamie
TV.
Wax, thank you.
Thanks.